you there we have some promos. Yeah, there's a video promo. This is from with some subscription or no Pharaonic something, whatever it is. Basically, just Ishizu and Odion related cards. So yeah, they're already scripted. We're gonna go through them real quick, test them, see if there's anything wrong, fix it, and then well, call it a day. So let's get started. First up we have Qardan the Great Sage. When normal summons, everyone continues shuffling 100 graveyard. I'm the blister, okay. So let's see. Summon success, single trigger. Oh, there's no categories and stuff, sure. Is existing matching card, activation check, hand or graveyard. So this is wrong. This is slightly wrong. EDOPro is correct. Now, the problem here is type. When you do is type trap or plus continuous, it doesn't actually check that it's both types, it checks whether it's type trap or type continuous. So this will be able to, I'm going to showcase actually, this will be able to set non-continuous traps and also continuous spells. But regardless, let's go to the operation. Select matching card, nickel value filter, hand graveyard. You could just do this in a single line. DC unsettable, and you set it successfully. Can be activated this turn. Single. Okay, so this seems fine. And then if he is into the graveyard, if this guy's in the graveyard, blah blah. Single to go delay, since it's an if effect, event to grave. What does it do again? Make all face up traps, so any traps, not just continuous. You can only control, unable to destroy your opponent's card effects until the end of the next turn. Okay. So, you use missing card, filter face up, type trap, location on field, that's correct. So you have at least one face up trap on your field in order to activate the effect. And then when it resolves, get all of them in a group, iterate through them, and apply this protection. Cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. We could put this in a variable, if it's gonna loop multiple times. Okay, so this is the standard value for cannot be destroyed by the opponent. Resetable effect. And it resets in the next, not in the turn phase after this triggers, basically. Do end of turns afterwards, because it lasts until the end of the next turn. So that seems fine. Okay, so yeah, so this effect seems cool. Let me showcase the setting thing I mentioned. So it's from handle graveyard. So let's get 8 forces, continue spell, and Shadow of Greed, and I don't know, Royal Decree as an actual continuous trap. Gonna have these two in our hand, and let's get full burial goods. To send the last one to the graveyard. So you'll notice when I normal summon him, you can set these, which is why I mentioned with the check being incorrect. What we need to do basically is this. Well, there's two ways to go about it. We can either do get type equals this, so the exact type is type trap type plus continuous, nothing else, or we could do C is type trap, and C is type continuous. So this and this are the same basically. They do the same thing. This checks that the exact type is type trap and continuous combined. This checks that it's a trap separately, and then separately checks that it's also continuous. But yeah, this is the simplest way. So if we do this now, and this should be double equal. Yeah, if we do this now and send Decree to the graveyard, and I will summon this, I can use it, and only Decree is selectable. Okay, so that effect is now good to go. Right, so what's the second? If this guy isn't to the graveyard in any way, you just need to have face-up traps. And never to be stopped by your opponent's card effects. Okay, so we need this guy in the deck, we need a trap, we need Village Burial, we need the opponent to have a, whatchamacallit, something to destroy, get 2 traps out, yeah, that should be enough then. Oh yeah, we do need an opponent as well. There we go. Okay. So I set these 2. Send this guy to the graveyard. Although I need to have face-ups, huh? Yeah, never mind. We also need Temple of the Kings then. Speed this up a bit. So this, activate, Foolish Burial, the Sage guy, Qardan, triggers. So now this has a protection. And then if I activate Heavy Storm here, everything except this is destroyed. Yeah, and that seems fine then. Guarantee control. So if a trap becomes face up after this triggers, it doesn't get the protection. Okay, so this guy is done. Let's move these. Okay, so now we have the other 3 promos from the Pharaonic Guardians set thing. Pharaonic Advent. Gains attack. Okay. Tribute monster specimens from your hand. Tribute 1 something. Says continuous trap. Yeah, it's this guy. And then it applies a restriction. Alright, so specimens of itself from the hand. Space summon ignition hand. Harmons per turn. Cost to GOP, let's see. This is like the really old way of doing it. Basically all we need to do here is we don't need any of these shit. You get M zone count. So what this function does is it checks the monster zone, the main monster zones that TP has, player TP, and it excludes card C when checking it. Card C is the one that we're checking if it can be to be used as a tribute for the cost. So we don't need this, we don't need this. Everything else should be handled internally pretty much. We don't need this or this. Okay, so that should be fine. System special summoned. The zones have been checked here. Special summon. Okay. So the special summoning effect is should be good now. And then you contribute something with a specific type and search. To hand, search, ignition, M zone, how much per turn. Oh, there's the attack thing as well. It gains 200 for each continuous trap on the field and in the graveyards. Field, graveyard, 300. Type trapping continues. See, this Eerie did it this way, which is correct as well. And it's face up. I mean, you don't need to check not on field. I mean, cards in the graveyard are face up by default. It's for each one in the field in the graveyard, yeah. So it just needs to be face up. Okay, so the attack boost should be fine as well. And then the search. So, cost. Tribute 1 fairy, fiend, or reptile. Search 1. Continuous trap. Is a fairy or fiend or reptile? Okay, makes sense. Nothing crazy here. Tributed, and then for the searching, it's a continuous trap. You can enter the hand. Select. Send it to the hand. Show it to the opponent, and this is the restriction. So cannot special summon for the rest of its turn. Can't spell summon anything. This is the... Yeah, you don't need to do this separately. You can just do this. The strength should be... Let me actually put strings up on these effects as well. This should be 0. This should be 1, and the last one should be 2. We don't need this one. Well, this is done. Okay. Alright, let's try it out. We need something to tribute to summon it. We need something to tribute to search. Safari. We can search this guy. And we need continuous traps for the attack boost as well. Let's do again, will decree. That's the first one that comes to mind. First one have your hand. And full spell. Goods, not gods. Goods. Okay, no opponent. Alright, so if we summon this guy first, activate the effect tribute, special summon, gains 300 attack because of this, and then I normal summon mace, can tribute key mace to search Apophis. Restriction is applied. And then if I activate this, he should gain more attack. Yep. Now let me just add another of this, just to test that the special summon, the kind of special summon restriction is applied normally. Special summon, search. And now I should not be able to special summon this. Yeah, okay. So that's good to go as well. Separate these. Okay. So I don't get them confused. Right, so this card should be good to go as well. Dark filter. Okay. So let's move on to the spell, the Gravekeeper spell, Engraving. Alright, so start your main phase 1, normal spell. Apply one of these effects to both players at the end of your opponent's turn. Cannot activate cards of the graveyard, or cannot banish cards in the graveyard, or cannot spell some monsters from the graveyard. Okay. Let's see. 3 effects. 3 Okay, well, unfortunately, this is wrong. Condition. Okay, the condition is correct. Condition is correct, but having it as 3 separate effects is incorrect. Here's the thing. It says blah, blah, apply one of these effects, blah blah. So it doesn't say activate one of these effects, it says apply one of these effects. Meaning that you pick which one to apply when the effect resolves, when this card resolves. Whereas with this script, you pick upon activation. Now let me see what it actually does in the operations. Okay, it just registers all 3 separately. Cannot activate. Stuff in the graveyard, yes. Cannot remove stuff in the graveyard and cannot special summon stuff in the graveyard. So these are probably correct, although the risks are wrong. The risks should be until the end of the opponent's turn. But other than that, it should be fine. Now, let me showcase what I was talking about. I click activate and it has me select which one I'm activating, quote unquote. But it should be, you should be picking when it resolves, so we have to update that. Okay, so we don't need these. It's just gonna be 1 effect. Apply 1 of these effects. And then just one operation. Let me just copy. Although we should do it with just a single effect, because a lot of these are shared between. Yeah, all of these are shared between them, so let me just put these at the bottom for now. Alright, so for a simple selection, lightning storm script, we can look at lightning storm, this part. So here, we just need to add one more, like so. Oh yeah, and then here's where you should pick between the three options, and depending on what you pick, this is gonna be 1, 2, or 3, depending on which of the three options you select. And then we're gonna apply the respective effect according to what we picked. So how are we gonna do this? Let's see. This varies. This varies. This kind of varies. Let me fix the reset. What is it? It's like something like that. Okay, so local. Let's set the code. Okay, so if OP is 1, then code is going to be cannot activate. Else if OP is 2, then code is going to be cannot remove. Else code is going to be cannot special summon. Okay, and then we put code here, and that's done. I guess this should be true or nil. I can't remember if it takes nil. We'll see it in action. Okay, so here, so the strings go 0, 1, 2 as the options, and then 3, 4, 5 are the strings on the player names. So if you pick the first one, options is 1, and we need string number 3, so let's do OP plus 2. Oops, plus 2. Okay, so this should be good now. And then the target function, I guess we're just gonna do it. Yeah, if option is 1 or 2, oh sorry, if it's 1, it's gonna be this one. Otherwise, it's gonna be the other one. Cannot remove, cannot special summon. Share the same target. Check. The only one different is for the cannot activate. Okay, so let's give this a quick try. And there's some mistake somewhere. And there's a comma missing here. Activate. Okay. So maybe nil doesn't work. Let's try true. Okay. What the fuck is the problem? Maybe aux true needs to be a function. I'm not sure. Oh, did I not? I didn't change the name. That's why. The name of the operation was different. There we go, okay. Guys, become yet. And it lasts until the end of the next turn, of the opponent's turn. Alright, so is there anything else? Okay, something. Apply all these effects. Okay. Normally, it's not possible to apply. Well, it's impossible to activate this card twice in the same turn, but it's a normal spell, so Diamond Dude does exist. And I'm thinking that if you activate this in your main phase, normally, and you pick the first effect, and then later in the same turn, through Diamond Dude's effect from the previous turn, you activate this again, you should not be able to use the first effect. Because it's already been applied, the exact same one. Typically that's how it works. So we're gonna use set the target function and do the checks in the target. Check parameter. How are we gonna do this? I guess we're just gonna use flags. Yeah, let's use flags. We need 3 flags, 1 for each effect, so let's do... Since we're gonna have to do it later here, yeah, because whether we can select an effect or not is gonna depend on this. Let's do it B1, B2, B3, just a typical one. So I thought about making it a function, makes more sense. Flag check. So it's gonna check that. Get flag effect. TP ID equals 0. So that's gonna be like the first one, and then the second one, and the third one is gonna return all 3, I suppose. Oops. Just gonna have to change the ID here. And then the return is gonna be B1 or B2 or B3. At least one of them needs to be true. And here we're gonna have B1, B2, B3. B2, B3. And the same line at the start. If B is 0, then return. Oh yeah, then we need to register the correct flag. Register effect. Okay, what's the ID gonna be? Plus 0, 1, 2. The variable is OP here, and OP is gonna be 1, 2, or 3. So we need to do -1, that's kind of weird. We can use 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3. So then when registering, we just need to do plus OP. So if OP is, if we pick the first effect, it registers ID +1. And this also is going to check ID +1 for the first effect. We don't need these. Yeah, there's a bunch more variable parameters here, but I don't remember them. I'm gonna check them real quick. Should I also change the strings though? Because essentially this one is +3, but we need to do -1 because OP is already starts at 1. So if I make this +3 and make this 1, 2, 3, I just need to move the strings 1 slot down. So let me do this real quick. I'm gonna edit the database. At the same time, I'm gonna pull up the function name, the function definition for the flag thing. Find the database real quick. Expansions. Okay, let me fix the flag since I pulled it up already. Register. Let's get the register. Register flag. Okay, player code reset property count. Property is 0, count is 1. Reset. What does it reset? Oh, it's the same as the effect. Just need to copy this. Actually, no. It's this is for what's his name? Diamond Dude. So we just need to reset anti-end phase. Okay, so let me fix the strings. I need to move everything one slot down. You can't see this. I'm just editing the database real quick. Okay, I need to restart the game to apply the changes. Okay. Right, so let's go in and actually see if there's anything wrong. Okay, I can pick all 3 effects. Let's say I pick the first one. Get it correct. String is registered here. Okay, now actually let's test that the restrictions work. Cannot activate card effects in the graveyard, cannot banish cards from the graveyard, cannot spare summon masters from the graveyard. So, malicious can work for 2 of them. The first one and the third one, the first one and the second one. And for the third one, we can just use more stable. Just need a few more cards. Okay, so first with foolish. Oh, malicious should be in the deck. Foolish, very malicious. So now I can use the effect. I can use Master Bone. Oh yeah, it's not started. Silly me. I need to do this first. Okay, cannot activate card effects. So now I've built malicious, and I can use it for some reason. Maybe it should be cannot trigger, actually not activate, because I think activate is for spell and traps, right? Let's see. First this one. No, this works. Why does this work? Let me test the other 2 first, and then we'll come back to it. Cannot banish. Okay, cannot banish malicious, that's correct. And cannot special summon. I can use malicious, but I cannot use master bone. Okay, so the other 2 work correctly. The first one does not. Cannot activate card effects. Okay. It takes active location instead. That's a small difference. Although, wait, no, it's the value, not the target. That's the difference. Gotcha. Okay, so this should be value. Also, I think it's better to check the active location. Is there in this version of this? Let me check his active location. Is active. Is activatable, is active type. No, there's not. Okay. So just gonna copy this then. Value target. Okay. So it should be good now. No. Although I did change it to trigger. Let me do activate back. Let me change it back to activate. Oh yeah, and whichever effect you choose is kept in the log, so you can go back and look at. Also, of course, there's this as well. Malicious, and it works. Nice. And I can still bonus. I just cannot use his effect. Okay. All right, so this card should be done. Value target, reset, registers the flag. Conditions good. Okay, okay. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we are done with this one as well, finally. And lastly, we have the Apophis retrain. Yeah, and then we're done. Apophis from Deity. I think it's the same, just different stats, and you can then negate effects of cards. Yeah, okay. It's the main phase. You have room, you can special summon this guy. 2000 level 6, reptile, earth. Special summon this card. Possibly can negate, although this is fine, but it's not gonna be used by anything, but it doesn't hurt to have it. And then when this resolves, if you have no room, or this is not related, or you cannot summon this thing anymore, you just stop there. This is standard, probably the exact same as Apophis. Animal type normal, special summon. Let me just add this. If the special summon fails, then you stop. Okay, so get matching group. City is the number of face up continuous traps you have. You need to exclude this card though, because it's up to the number of other continuous traps you control. CG is the face up cards the opponent has that you can negate. So if CT is higher than 0, CG higher than 0, the player says yes. I think it's string number 1. Set description. This is 1 0. Okay. Select. Just to be safe. And then dual hand selection. True, so it flashes around the cards you selected. Break effect, so because it says then you can negate, because of the then you have this to separate the timing. And then for every card you selected, go in and apply the negation effects on it. You just do negate its effects until the end of this turn. So they should all have phase end. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. So it seems to be fine. Let's go ahead and try it. We need other continuous traps, and we also need the opponent to have something for us to negate. Let's see. What other trap monsters we can use? Azurun. And what's the statue? It's a tuner. Not statue, it's like a slime girl thing. Shapeshifter, there we go. So we're gonna have 2 other traps. And the opponent just needs to have 2 cards, I guess. Yeah. Let's add a spell. Okay. So set these 3. Summon this guy. Special summon this, activate this. Then we need this to be the last one to resolve. So chainlink 1, chainlink 2, chainlink 3. Negate, yes, since it's optional. And then I can select up to 2 cards. Let's say I select this and this. Negated. Okay. Everything seems fine. Okay, negation wears off. Okay, we're good. So we are done with everything. Main phase. Okay. So that's it for today, for this video at least. I did see earlier there's some new Morphtronics. Like 5 new cards, I think there's 5 new cards. I don't know if maybe I'll do them today, we'll see. We'll see how the day progresses. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna go add these cards right now to the game. By the time you're watching this video, they're gonna be up. Since my upload speed is kind of slow at the moment. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Bye bye. Take care.